Hey, how's everybody doing today, man? Today is Monday, and I had a great weekend. But there's a new feature in Capture One that I've been messing with, and there's one or two images I have to show you that you may come across in your own photography, where it used to be very difficult to maybe make these kinds of adjustments, and now I'm pretty shocked. I really am. So let me turn this thingy off real quick. Where am I? Yeah. All right, so we are live. Let me go to Capture One here. Hold on, y'all. Better. All right, so if you're new to the channel, I'm so glad you're here. If you have Capture One Pro or you're thinking of purchasing Capture One Pro, this is going to be awesome information for you because it was for me. All right, so let me do this here. I've got my chat on. If you're here, please say hello in the comments and just let me know. Say hello if you are here. All right, you guys, boys and girls, let's get into it. If you're here, I'm glad you're here. This was a session I had just yesterday, actually, and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful session. Absolutely beautiful. Can I go? There you go. So just looking at this image real quick, just to give you a little follow-up on when this was, okay? This was early in the morning because here in New Orleans, it gets hot fast. Come 9 o'clock, it's blazing. The humidity is just so bad, everybody's sweating. So we started very early. Of course, that sun coming up is pretty darn bright. If you follow my work, you know I really love shooting at the last hour and a half of sunlight just because it's way more softer, way more even, that kind of thing. I wanted to do this because of clients of mine. This worked for them. It's on a Sunday. No problem. Let's go ahead and do this. So let me show you this image. Where are we? Hello, Miss Christy. Miss Christy Sims, good to see you. Where are we? Let me back up. All right, let me show you this real quick. First of all, reset. All right, so this is the image straight out of the camera. And when you work with certain presets that maybe even you created yourself, like I have, you know what they can do under what kind of lighting scenarios. So you're always looking through the camera and you know what the end result is going to be because you're used to what your workflow is and does. I have this really awesome preset I created, which I had no idea it would work as across the board as it does. I call it glossy sharp just because it looks like that. Click the glossy sharp. I'll come to my exposure daily stuff, and immediately I come to white balance, and usually that's all I really have to do. And you know what? Not even doing that. I kind of like this as it is. Let's go saturation, a pinch, exposure. Okay, so life is grand, right? Okay, so what's the main thing? The brightest thing in the image, right? This is where a lot of us get caught, especially working in outdoor locations where you're not in control of what the sun does, how many clouds are out there, all that good stuff. So this is what I wanted to show you really quick. On the new Capture One, if you can follow my cursor, when you go up here to where it says layers, okay? Open your layers up if it's closed. And right here, you're gonna see brushes. The second brush is the brush wizard. Now, watch this. What it does is where you click selects the same range of where you're clicking. So let me show you what that means. I'm going to do this. All right, there's my mask. I'm just gonna let go. It's gonna be like, what's happening here? Well, when you re-click, you can see it selected all of that area. It's like, okay, then I want all of this area too. And just to make sure what's there, I click on it, and you see how it has some of the tree in the background. The beautiful part is how well it selects this area. Notice my clients are not, there's no red on them. Okay, so there's no mask on them. If there was, you can just go delete a little bit, but there's nothing on them. All right, so from here, any adjustments you do will only affect the masked area. So at first you're like, oh, it's so bright. Let me just turn the exposure down. That alone is phenomenal right there. Bam. All right, so it's kind of like how far you want to go. Let's bring the contrast way down. Let's take the highlights. Sometimes it's too much. See what I'm saying? I like the same color green that's happening, but most importantly, it's like let's just get that area not as crazy bright. Okay, now I am hardcore shoot it in the camera, do it right. I don't believe in spending time in Photoshop and fixing all your images, but I came across this one and I was like, I have to show people this because it's truly, truly amazing. So if you wanted to work on, say, the trees, now, first of all, you're on just that layer, right? So let's go ahead and take some of the magenta out of there. Let's make it a little more green. Can you see that? Right there blows me away. I gotta go full screen. Just appreciate this image for a second, okay? Christy, how you doing? Where are you from? Glad you're here. Just looking at this image, normally that blown out background would be so difficult to try to mess with in Photoshop. It's too bright. This blows me away, man. Now, check this out. If you wanted to also work on here, you can first of all just do this, and you're already on that existing mask, right? So wherever you keep masking, those same exposure, compensation, highlight, the greens, like all of that is going to apply also. You're going to add it to this. It's going to be in the same grouping, basically. Okay? Look at that. So when I click here again, just to see what is highlighted, everything that's in that same brightness range is highlighted for you automatically. You're welcome. Christy Sims, doing great. I'm from Chattanooga. Oh, love me some Chattanooga, man. How close to Chattanooga? You're right there by the Smokies. Love, love, love. So, again, look at this image. I mean, come on. So just to go, I'm going to Control Z to undo. That's what we're working with. And since we're already on the wizard, all I did was click here, do a little baby bit like this, and it knows, oh, we're going to add to the rest of that same kind of range. Bam, you're done. You're done. Phenomenal. That just blows me away. So I'm going to leave this live stream up because it's a great little tutorial. There's absolutely something you can rewatch, come do the exact same settings. And if you're like, okay, well, what if I didn't want to do that exact same setting in the background? Okay, so watch this. I'm going to Control Z until I get to where that background's nice and bright. Now, you come over here where you go to adjustment layer. There's layer 1. That's the first mask we did. Okay, if you want to work on up here with different settings, add a layer mask, which is layer 2. And now when you do that, we're going to see what is selected. And that's what's selected, right? Okay, so let's do this. Let's do exposure. Let's add some more yellow. Just kind of get some color in there. The shadows, we can either raise the shadows or lower the shadows. What looks the best? Raised. Definitely raised. Clarity, let's bring the clarity back. I'm fine with background being more out of focus, not more in focus. And you see where I'm going with this. And you're only messing with the area you just recently masked. So this is layer 2. Down here is layer 1. You're welcome. I am absolutely blown away by this. This is something that I wish to God I had when I was starting out in photography, when all of your exposures are not dead on. And, even as a working pro, working outside, lighting scenarios change. And sometimes the location where you want to shoot isn't perfect. And I'm a huge believer that you should, do your homework, go out at the time of day that works best for the location you want to shoot at. But this is technology that we have now. Okay, it's just another tool in your shed. And if you get into these little predicaments, how cool is it that you can do this? Unbelievable. Christy, why don't you tell me about yourself really quick? What do you do? You're a hobbyist, you're a pro. What do you specialize in? What do you like the most? Do you ever come across images like this that, wow, this is really going to help my workflow? I'm just curious. Where are you with this? So let's go find another image. And I'll be honest, that's the only one I really pulled up to show y'all. Let's go find a totally different image to work with, just to see what happens here. All right, here's another family I just did. Let me find an image. And you see this was later in the day. Things are a lot more even, but it's got to be something that we can definitely mess with. And I think I know where it is. Hold on. It's when I made him walk. Give me a second. Around here. Okay. Let's just pull this image up real quick. So first of all, adjustments reset. So this is the image directly out the camera. I like the kind of moody as that sun was really going down, but I was like, I'm just curious what happens when I do my glossy sharp. That's pretty cool. What if I do my late afternoon? Okay, now you can combine presets in Capture One. You can combine them and get a whole different thing. It's wild. Okay, so turning all that off, we're just going to leave the glossy sharp on. Let's go ahead and take my shadows, come up a good bit. Let's adjust color. Let's go ahead and click on his white shirt because that is what is white. I like to click on a few whites in the shot just to see what do I like the most. And this white is honestly better. All right, let me see. Can I do this? Yeah, let's do this. So let's go ahead and do this, right? So we're going to come to the layers. We're going to find the wizard. And let's do this. Let's do smidgens, right? Let's do this area right here. I'm going to click and just see what else is it going to be grabbing. Oh, wow, all of that. Okay, well, all of that is in that same range. Notice that green tree is not. So let's do this. Let's do a little more yellow. Let's do more saturation. Let's do a lot of saturation. Let's see a big difference. Okay. And just off the bat, that looks really good. I'm pulling out some more of that sunlight. And it's not a global thing. It doesn't affect the entire image, only where the masked areas are. That's just cool. That's cool. So cool. So let's work on, what else you want to work on? Let's work on the grass. Whoops. That's going to do the exact, sorry, see, I just did it. I clicked on the grass, and it's going to do the exact same setting as the other mask, which probably isn't terrible. That's not bad at all. Look at that. Look at that. I'm impressed. Christy says, I'm just a hobbyist. I mostly use Lightroom. I tried using Capture One, but it takes some getting used to. It does. I was Lightroom for 20 years, 23 years, 20 years, 24 years. And I love Lightroom. Lightroom's great. When I went Fuji, I wanted, since I was going from Canon to Fuji, I wanted a sometimes sometimes I get in these moods where I like new, I like different. It's like when you get a new lens, you want to just work with that lens as much as you can so you can get the feel for it. You get, like it's back of your hand. Like when you grab a lens, you know what that thing is going to do. You know what wide angle lens you have will be too bendy on the edges, and you can't put your people that you're photographing closer to those edges because they'll look warped. Like you just, all this information just goes and locks in your brain. And then whenever you go grab a tool, the more you use it, the better you're going to be at it, and the more consistent results you're going to get because you've spent the time and the effort doing it. Christy, as a hobbyist, name brand does not matter with me, by the way. I love Canon. Fuji is awesome. It's been working for me great. When I went mirrorless is why I went Fuji, and with a simple adapter, I could use my Canon lenses, which was a gold mine for me. That way I had my Canon 5D Mark III in my bag, and those same lenses will work with my Fuji camera because I have the adapter on me. That was mind-blowing to me, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So name brands don't really matter. But just so I know where you are as a hobbyist, what do you like to photograph the most? What is your go-to? When I was younger, it used to be anything outdoor. I love outdoor. Sunsets. You don't always get those beautiful orange, pink, purple sky thingies. And when they happen, I used to run and get my camera and run to the levee and try to get somewhere where I can see more of an actual sunset. And of course, you learn really quick how fast that sun goes down. And usually when you're seeing those colors, that sun is very, very low already. Long story short, I missed a lot of sunsets with the camera because I was just too far away from the location I had to be to appreciate the full, absolute, complete sunset. So let me just show you a few more other things here. This impresses the you-know-what out of me right now. I'm not gonna lie. Come on. Now, just to give people who are just jumping in some reference here, let me go to this one. Let me go adjustments and reset. Okay. This is out of the camera. There you go, it clicks. This is out the camera, okay? Now, just to follow up really quick, you're looking at this image and saying, okay, that's a bit dark. First of all, remember what I said as far as knowing your tools, knowing your limitations, knowing what you can and cannot do with your tools. Capture One or Lightroom is a tool for you to work with your images. When things are too overexposed, you know how overexposed is no detail, and you should never expose that way because you can't really adjust it in your raw file later. You know this. Okay, underexposed, like this image, the reason why I did this on purpose was the mood was one thing, but honestly, when I have people walking and doing things, if you look down here, this is my shutter speed, okay? This is ISO 2000. Shutter speed at 250th, 2.8, and millimeter doesn't really matter. The point is, my faster shutter, I can raise the shadows and work on an image that's sharp. If they're blurry, you don't have an image to work with. I have nothing to show, nothing to sell. So I would much rather get a sharper image knowing as a tool what I can adjust later, okay? So many people want to get, they want to open up their ISO crazy. They want to drag their shutter. They want this to look like this in the camera when you're in a dark setting. And if it's too dark, it's just plain a little too dark, okay? I could shoot at 250th and I can look at the image and I knew, okay, this is an easy file for me to bring back up. So if anybody who's new to the live stream, the image on the left is out of the camera. The image on the right is what I did in Capture One, which is no different, by the way, than back in the film days when we used to bring our negatives to the lab and they would adjust, they would make these adjustments for you when they read your negative and they made a print. And I never understood that until one day I had I had a print, okay? I had a 4x5 print. It was from a wedding. And I had them outside. It was this path. And I had 3 different colors kind of happening with the lights in the trees. The light I had behind them hit that red brick behind them, so that was kind of working. And then the building way in the background had tungsten lights. But I mean, you know, the proof, the print, the first proof that I got looked perfect. Well, she ordered that print as an 8x10, and I brought my negative in to get an 8x10. And when it came back, that 8x10 looked nothing like the proof. And I was confused about that because I'm thinking you shoot and film, right? That wasn't the case. She said, turn that proof around on the back. There's numbers. Read those numbers. That's how we interpreted your negative and gave you the original print. We can just punch in those same numbers for exposure, color, and contrast, and you'll get the exact same thing. And they were right. So that part absolutely blew me away. Christy says she loves shooting landscapes, especially long exposure. Yes, please. Christy, do you follow me at all? How did you see my live stream? Are you aware of the lightning video, the lightning shots that I recently got a couple weeks ago when I was on vacation? I'll pull that up in a second. But first of all, I got to get back to this because this, you know, I'm sure if people are here for Capture One, let me not disappoint you. Hey. Okay, let me get out of this mode. Okay. So anyway, I am crazy impressed by this, and I highly suggest you do this and you play and you have fun and go create some stuff, you know, especially Christy, who loves being outside. Landscape photography is where you can use your most creativity because people in skin tones and correct colors that they're wearing are usually not involved. So you can play with those colors in the sky and in the mountains or the greenery or the beach or the color of the water. It's like, that's where it's fun. For me, that's where it's very, very fun. Let me see. Let me show you something real quick. Since Miss Christie likes the landscapes, I have to show you my bucket list image. This was an absolute bucket list image for me. I've always wanted to get these kinds of images, and I never had the opportunity to get the kind of images that I wanted. This was straight up unbelievable. So Miss Christie, you love long exposure. Okay, so this, you love the light. Oh, cool. Thank you. This was 20 seconds open. Your f-stop, remember this, your shutter does have a lot to do with it. When you're in long exposure and your camera is staring at blackness, okay, your f-stop matches the exposure of the light you are exposing. It's not your shutter because it's open, right? So if I had this at f2.8 instead of f8, these lightning bolts would have been all blown out and I wouldn't be able to see all these little streaks and all that good stuff. This just blows me away. It really does. This blew me away. So in 20 seconds, right before the camera shutter was 15, 16, 17, it's going to close, right? I mean, it was quick. And I was like, please tell me I got those 3 on camera. And I did. So this was a little tweak in Capture One to bring up the mids, clarity, and that's it. That's all it really did. So this absolutely just freaking blew me away. This was my bucket list shot. I'm getting ready to make this a big print in my studio because, come on, man. You know, when you get this, you got to look at it. You got to print it and appreciate it. I did make a print for some friends of mine on metallic paper. Wow, this looks amazing on metallic paper. But man, that lightning bolt going through that cloud, and look how far away that strike is, and look how all the rain that you see in these clouds coming down. And this is far away, by the way. I'm sitting on my balcony, and that is far away. Look at this. That is so cool. Anyway, we'll do a whole nother live stream on long exposure alone, just because I love long exposure. I do. So let me get back to your comments. If you're here, say hello in the comments. I'll have no idea if you're here or not. So that's awesome. So Christy, while I have you on the live stream, is there any one question you have that I can possibly help you with? I used to teach all around the country with private seminars under PPA. Not PPA. I was a member of PPA. I did a lot with PPA, but more with After Dark, some private seminars, you name it. And I love teaching. I love teaching those who are willing to learn. So if you have a question, please throw one at me. Let's see. Let me go find another image we can mess with here. I tell you what, sticking with the lightning, let me do this. Let me find my raw folder. That's the, I hope it's in here. Beach. Yeah, right there. Here you go, Beach Lightning Raws. Let me show you another image just in case you didn't see it. There's this angry image, I call it. Where is it? Yeah, look at this thing. That's redonkadonk. That's ridiculous. I was angry. So on this shot, I think my f-stop was up a little bit more, and you can see the difference of that stronger light flaring a little bit. But it's still cool. See how it kind of blows out the whites in the clouds? Stopping down on your f-stop, you'll still see that lightning do what it does without over flaring like that, because you're not overexposing your lightning bolt. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so let's do this. Let's mess with this image. Dooby. All right, adjustments, reset. Let's go to the beginning. Oh, wow. Okay, well, go me. This is out of the camera. This look, adjustments, reset. Oh, there it is. Wow. All right. This just took a turn. This is going to be worth anybody's rebroadcast watching, because this is why you capture in RAW mode. This is why you capture in RAW. If this was a JPEG, there is absolutely nothing you can get back from that bright light in the center. There's absolutely no way in the world from a JPEG file you could bring that back. Now, look at the difference of when I do this. Let's go glossy sharp. All right, let's go exposure. Let's bring exposure way the heck down. Let's keep going. Let's bring clarity. Let's go to punch. Let's bring the clarity way up. The dehaze way up. And the highlights down, which is your whites. Now you can keep on messing with this. Chrissy says, how can I improve on my photo editing skills? Should I take a course? Yes, absolutely. If you're brand new to Lightroom, I suggest, first of all, going and watch a handful of starter tutorial videos, just so you can know where your settings are, what does what, like what do your brushes do, like go learn all that stuff. I come from the film days, so Lightroom has this too. Over here, you can see my cursor, the exposure, all these things. Lightroom and Capture One share a lot of the same stuff. This is like if you were the lab back then. Remember what I told you? They mess with my exposure, they mess with contrast, and they mess with color. You are the lab now. So if you have a good understanding of what these sliders do and why, like why am I messing with contrast? Okay. This is contrast all the way up. It's like, whoa, wait a second. That's ridiculous. Okay, bring it all the way back down. Now it looks kind of gray, looks kind of flat. Exactly. Your contrast takes care of your blacks and your whites on both ends. So your entire image is adjusted. Okay. Unlike, let's do this. I got one for you. Let's do that. Let's do the adjustment layer. Let's do this. We're just going to select that right there. What is it grabbing? All right, there you go. You see, same color range. Now, this is a separate layer. Let's bring exposure way down. You see how I did that? Ew, don't like that. Highlights. Man, so you're gonna have to also do the rest that's around it so it blends. Yeah, you see? It was just so overexposed. Messing with this image is not as easy as it sounds. It really isn't. We'll bring the clarity up. Let's bring exposure. You see, when you do this, we're only messing with that one layer, but now more is selected. Okay? So the more you play with these things, you have to do it one at a time, though. All right, let's go. Okay, you do landscapes. So let's go to landscape. Okay. You know, when you're messing with the two settings that are the hardest to get used to, honestly, I find, at least I find, is the difference between shadows and black and your contrast. Okay, understanding what they all do individually really makes a difference on adjusting your images, which is why I'm highly against just buying a preset, throwing it on there, and thinking you're done. 9 out of 10 times, the preset will get you close to what you want, but then you still got to tweak it sometimes. But you have to know what to tweak. So if you were to do, well, contrast, I'm used to hearing from everybody, it's contrast. Remember, it's the blacks and the whites on both ends. All right, it's like you taking your levels over here and going, you know, black, and taking your whites and going brighter on the white. It's like that's what the contrast does. At the same time, though, okay, so contrast is like, okay, it does not help me any. Okay, what if I want to come up a little bit? I love these colors, but what if I want the darks darker? This is the most important 2 levers I want you to learn today. Kev Taylor, what's up, bud? So shadows and blacks. This is a big deal. Okay, let me explain this to you. Your shadows is the same thing as taking your levels and taking your mids and just raising your mids. Am I going the right way? Yeah, just raising your mids. Okay, let me show you that. Let me reset that back. All right, so shadows. When you raise the shadows, the entire image, every color, everything, your entire image goes up in your mid-range exposure. Okay, now watch this. If I brought that back how it was, and I wanted just the blacks in the image, okay, just the blacks, let's bring them down, all the way down. You see that? Just the blacks went black. Now, if you were to raise them all the way up, you can see in the image what happens. It's just dark. This is a very dark image. So this is where, if I wanted to get more detail around here, that's the best way to look at it, is see how that goes way dark. Remember, black, not gray, black. So true black of what Lightroom and Capture One knows is black. Okay, that it's not 0.255. I forget what black is. It's just going to mess with only the blacks. And the blacks, honestly, are way over here and here. Okay, so raising the shadows is going to do the entire image. So now you can see more over here. And if you were to go, well, wait a second, well, what if I brought my blacks back down? Okay, so just the edges, the far edges are more that way. So let's do this. Let's bring this up. Let's do this. So right now, so Kev, if you're just joining us, bud, we're talking about this new adjustment wizard brush, which is crazy cool, man. When you click on it and you click on a specific range, it'll mask out for you just that range, that same range that you clicked on, which is awesome. And to prove my point, let's do this. Okay, hold on. I want to go back. Yeah. I'm going to click just this range, right? I'm going to let go. And I have it set to where I only want to see the mask when I'm pressing on it. So look, it did all this for me automatically. So everything in that same range is going to be affected. Okay. And let's do this. Let's bring the opacity way down. Let's bring the saturation way up. I tell you what, to show you what's going on, let's make those black and white. All right, so just to go black and white, just to show you where that mask range selected, okay? Which means that your colors and exposure right here is different than right here. Isn't it awesome? So bringing everything back up on the color. Let's say you don't like the blues. This is just getting ugly. This is not looking attractive by any means. That's wild. It's wild because you have this kind of control these days. That's just neat. It really is. So check this out. Let's just say we love green clouds, okay? And it went on some areas that you don't want. Now you come up here where your tools are. You come to your eraser. And now when you click, you can just erase what you don't want. Isn't that cool? So now you become your own artist all over again. So now you can come and play. And it's like, okay, I don't like the green water. That's lame. Well, let's get rid of the water. Let's get rid of the masking on here. Remember, anything in that mask is going to do that exposure, that everything we just did color-wise is going to affect, okay? And it's like, I just don't like green in general. This is terrible. This is wild. Hold on. Can I do this? Oh, this is just neat. That's just so wild. So wild. So let's do this. So we're going to erase more of this water. Get rid of that. Get rid of all of this. Now, let's go add a layer. So now when I click on this, okay, this range is its own layer. Hello? Oh, wait. It's because I had it on erase. Yeah. All right, click on it. I'm going to click on it again. Hold it down. I just want to see what is it selecting. Oh, wow. It's selecting all of that. Interesting. Interesting. Let's bring shadows way down. I'm just curious. Let's just kind of have fun here. Bring the contrast way down. That's weird. Let's bring the classic way the heck up. Let's bring the dehaze way the heck up. Oh, that's ridiculous. Let's bring that back down. You see where I'm going with this. You can mess with sections of your image. Isn't that cool? I know. Oh, Christy, I love the new feature on Capture One. This is ridiculous, man. And I work with people all the time. Let me see if I can go to who else is in my raws. Okay, let's do this. Indoor. This is perfect. This is a high school senior I just did it at a bowling alley. And we all know how fun indoor colors can be, right? So let's say, let me find an image real quick. Ooh, that's kind of cool. All right, here's one for you. Hold on, because I haven't done this, so we're gonna do it together. Okay. Let's say I wanted to only work on the wall. Let's try that. Come back here. There's your layer. We're on the wizard. We're gonna click this dude, drag a pinch, and let go. All right, now let's press it again. Where is it grabbing? All right, so this is perfect actually, because I can simply erase where it's on him, okay? So let's also get this area. Bam. And look how good it did, like around his head and all. That's really cool. All right, so now let's go to the erase. So we're gonna hold it down and click. And we're gonna just get it off of him. All right, so just for the sake of the tutorial, let's leave it right there and see where are we, because I have no idea. All right, so from there, let's go ahead and adjust the color. Okay, let's make it more blue. That is ridiculous. Come on, show it. That is ridiculous. That is so cool, dude. Spinning wheel of death. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get it off of his shirt. Just erase. I don't know what this is. Well, that's his shirt too. That's why. Interesting. So now we can. Now look. So come over here. Get off of the wizard. Come to the regular brush, and now you can just brush where you want to continue that mask. Okay. Booyah. That is so flippin' impressive. Man, can y'all go back 10 years if y'all been doing this for a long time? Can you imagine 10 years ago having somebody tell you, hey, I got a new feature to show you? This would have absolutely blew people's brains. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And of course, from here, you can bring down that exposure. You just have fun with it. Let's change the color. Let's make it purple. Cool. One purple background shot. Isn't that crazy? It is crazy. Unbelievable. I'm messing with this feature with you from scratch. You're looking right here. Go back to the eraser. Come over here. Now, here's the cool part. I'm going to show Kev. Kev, if you're still here, man, just say hello real quick. Let's say you wanted to change the color of this ball. Okay, you can go back to your wizard. Just add an adjustment layer because you don't want to mess with what you already did. All right, and let's just draw a little line, let go, and then let's press on it to see what is selected. Okay, so we can do a little more. This is wild. Watch that right ball not select the blue. I was right. Look at the ball on the right. It only selected the green where we clicked, not the blue. This is so bad to the flipping bone. It ain't funny. All right, let's get the green out of there, shall we? Let's do something different. Blue balls, that's funny. All right, let's go. We'll go more green. How about that? This ball looks like Earth now. Tell me that's not cool. Come on, man. Do a crop. Do this. And granted, this is not where I would stay and deliver to a client, but just to show you for the live stream, wow, wow, wow. This is unbelievable. Let's find another shot, because there's a shot I did of him. Like, I love this. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. What do I want to show? All right, let's change these things. All right, wizard. Now, there's several shades of this dude. Now, the reason why I'm using the wizard is because it is gonna do a great job around the head rather than me doing it myself. I'm saying that, and I think it cut a few of his hairs off, but it did select just about everything. So let's go back to the erase. Let's press down. Let's raise the brush because we have a lot to do. And let's just do this. Because I'm on the live stream and we're dealing with RAM and all that stuff, it's lagging a little bit on my end, but hey, that's okay. This is probably the last image I work on, you guys. I have clients coming in till later today, and I need to do some work. But I love teaching and I love showing all this stuff. Christy, are you part of our Facebook group? I know, Kev, isn't this cool, dude? If you don't know, and go to Facebook group, Focus with GK. A lot of us on there. We're not a pretentious group at all. It's more fun stuff. It's more daily motivation. I'm a huge believer that if you create positivity in your life, you will get positive results. And the only reason why I can even make that statement is because I work on it every single day. and I see results every single day. I do. Forgive me if my sound keeps going in and out. Keep moving the mic. All right, so now he is not selected. He has a shirt right here, shirt right here. Okay, what shall we do? Oh, that was you, Christy, last week. Oh, thank you. I get notifications when somebody joins, and I try to stop in and say hi. Thanks for being here. Sometimes I just get busy with work and life, and I just can't get there. Let's do this. Let's take the shadows. Okay, watch this. Hold on real quick. We can do shadows. Okay, now you see what that did with the shadows. Now, again, let's just do the blacks. I'm just curious. Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of it. So let's bring the shadows way down. Let's bring the highlights way down. There you go. See the highlights coming down. Suddenly, what is the highlight range going down in that contrasty exposure thing that it does? Now it kind of matches more of the mid-range down here. So let's do that. Let's raise our blacks up again. Bring our shadows up again. And that'll get these guys a little more closer to these guys. Pretty cool. I love control. All right, let's bring the dehaze way down. I'm just curious, what does that do? That's interesting. So whenever I test something, go all the way one way, go all the way to the left, go all the way to the left, go all the way to the right, just to see what is the extreme on both ends. Okay, that's not terrible by any means, but I just rather him be what's standing out, and all that is taking that dehaze. That's cool, man. Let's do this. Now that I'm liking this image, I need to get it off of him a little more. Like right there. This is being crazy picky. Let me go back. Okay. Awesome. Full screen. Not too shabby. Now his hair area, I'm not thrilled with up here. So let me do a zoom in thing. That is way too much zoom, bro. Come on, go down. Stop. All right, we're still on the erase tool. I'm gonna click. You're gonna see all that's in red, right? All right, let's just do this for the sake of. Where's his hair? All right, let him go. That looks terrible. Undo. That looks terrible, but you get the idea. You can take your time. If you really wanted to use this method on this image, you can, but I'm gonna go a step further here. Watch this. I'm gonna add another layer, and I'm gonna just brush. Actually, no, let's do the wizard again. Come on. Stop. Too much. All right, let's bring this guy way down here. I want to see it just select this yellow. Don't you? Come on, how far down can I go here? All right, smack. I'm gonna press. See where. Ooh, wow! How does that get in the range? Well, apparently, this color is. It must be picked up. It must have picked up right there. Can I get just the blue? Yeah, that's totally doable. So look, if that did not work, then I would just do this, right? First of all, let's I totally forgot how to delete a layer for you guys. I totally forgot. That's all right. Let's just do another layer. And I'm gonna brush it manually. All right, so we'll say I did not like that yellow. Let's take out the yellow. There's the blue. Cool. That's cool, man. So if you know you're shooting someplace that it's ugly and you're like, oh man, I wish that weird orange or weird teal green thing wasn't in the background. Now you know you can come here and mess with it individually. Let's just make it blue. Let's bring the opacity way down. Where are we? That's cool. It's very cool. Come on, RAM, catch up. All right, I don't know what just happened here. All right, so backing out of this dude. So who's here? Who's this Kev Taylor? The only problem I'm having is because I'm still using Adobe Photoshop and I keep getting artifacts in the blacks. Kev, help me out. I'm so sorry. What are you talking about? The only problem I'm having is because I'm still using Photoshop and keep getting artifacts in the blacks. It sounds like a very underexposed image or a lot of black in the image, and I'd love to see what you're talking about. If artifacts is digital noise, or is it true artifacts from like your file, or how you went from RAW to JPEG, or did you just work on your JPEG file? And because that's just working on a JPEG file is much different than working on your RAW file. Christy says X-T3 is a great camera. I have X-T3 and that S10. Awesome. Love them both. Man, I've been looking at that darn, the V1. It looks pretty darn cool. And so look, so Christy, so just to show you this really fast, see this thing right here and right there and right there. Okay, so instead of saying, okay, I'll go to Photoshop. Why? You're already here. Click on your healing brush. Click on right here. You'll see the little mask. When you let go, it's going to show you where it's taken from. When you click on your little selector thingy over there, it shows you what it looks like. So it's kind of like, hold on, dude, that's not enough. Hey, why are you calling me a liar? Pull from there. Okay, hold on. That is the weirdest thing in the world. Oh my God. All right, here you go. We'll close out this live stream with a conundrum here. You know why it's not doing anything? You know why it's not doing the healing brush? I'm on the wrong layer. Come up here, background, healing brush, grab. Come on. Let go. Why are you on healing? Background, dude. It's just a healing brush. What are you doing to me? That is okay. I know it's a layer thing. That is weird. Whatever. All right. I need to get out of here. Let me see if my camera sees me again. Oh, it does. Awesome. So anyway, you haven't seen me for a little bit because my camera went to sleep, and then I didn't have me in my lower screen over here. So yeah, this is super crazy cool. I was Lightroom. I did Capture One. They keep doing. I'm in their affiliates program, and what I like about them is that there's a private group page for us affiliates where we can actually leave comments on features that maybe we would like to see, what's not there now, or any bugs that we're finding. So it's really, really neat that Capture One is listening to the people who are actually using their software, which makes total sense. So Kev, I know you just jumped on, so I'm gonna leave you with this. Let me go here. We were looking at this image. Kev Taylor, I'm shooting with Fujifilm cameras, but I get what I've been told. Fuji worms when I convert the images to black and white. But you talking about a JPEG file or like this image in black and white? And I'm assuming when you're saying artifacts, you're talking about like my lightning shot, like those blacks, like that kind of a dark part of your image, not regular blacks. I don't see anything in there. There's no artifacts in this, not that I can see. I would love to see the image that you're talking about. If you don't mind, Kev, in the Facebook group, Click that, post the image as the color image that it was, and then show me your black and white. And then the third image, post a super cropped version of the area of your black and white file so we can see the artifacts that you're talking about. That is the best thing I can say. So Kev, I'm sorry, let me just show you this really quick, okay? I'm gonna reset. This is directly out of the camera. I'm gonna show you all exactly how I work quickly. My GK glossy sharp. Now I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna do this dude. We're gonna do that. Let me raise my brush. I'm gonna click again just to see what is it selecting. It's like, yay. Click that, click this. And then what did we do last time? We did the highlights, just the highlights down. Let's make it more green. Not that green. Add some yellow in there. Maybe not, but you get the point. I'm trying to take that file as a JPEG, and I noticed it just got her hair. I'm not sure if I got her hair last time. Come on, show me. Show me, show me, show me. Yep. So erase, erase, erase. I worked with a larger brush the last time, and we didn't have this problem. It selected the background really, really quick, and that was it. Boom, that's all she wrote. But to take one of those overblown images on the grass as a JPEG, fixing that is very, very difficult. This is just ridiculous. Just come on. That is so cool. So cool. Oh my God. Thank you so much for Christy and Kev. And if there's anybody else here that's just not saying hi in the comments because maybe you're driving, hope you're not driving. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. I will be doing more of these live streams, probably around the same time I did, because it's best for me to do it first thing. And if you are on my Facebook group page, we are going to follow up with this live stream and talk a little bit more over there. And I'll also be telling you and asking you what topics would you like to see a live stream on. And that would greatly help me provide the content that you're looking for, because I have a hard time sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, what do they even want to see? Like, I have no idea. My basic workflow all day long, to me, sometimes it's boring. And then a new feature like this in Capture One comes, and I'm like, okay, this is a live stream. This is bad to the bone. And I did not even go to Photoshop. All that is in Capture One. So once I do all of the work, like this file, okay, what I normally do is go to export. I have it on large JPEG. Where's this thing going? Let's do, we're gonna call this test. This one goes into its own folder. Hit export, away it goes. And let me throw this thing in Photoshop just to show you. I rarely even do this, honestly, but I want to put it into another piece of software. Let's close Quick Capture One. All right, hold on. Let me go to Start Photoshop real quick, because then I'm using StreamYard, so I can go share a window and you go click on Photoshop basically, which is neat once it's loaded. Okay. Here, Ryan, test, here we go. All right, let me share my window for Photoshop. All right, so now we're in Photoshop, and without doing anything to it, honestly, Kev, I'd love to see that image you're talking about, because you know, the one thing I have a hard time with people that post in these Facebook groups is questions about, why am I getting XYZ in an image and they don't even post the darn image they're talking about? you have people just start commenting left and right. You check this setting, or you this, or you that, or you this. I'm like, oh dear God in heaven, post the image, bro. Because a lot of times, incorrect exposure or lighting scenarios of the image is why you're getting whatever issue it is that people are talking about. And I always jump on there. Hey man, post the image so we can help better. I don't know why, but they never do. I have no idea. That's like calling your mechanic and saying, hey, can you, there's noise in my car. It goes clanker, clanker, clanker. What do you think that is? Really, dude? He's be like, no, bring it in. I got to get it into the machine and I'll know then. I have to see and hear what's going on. Same thing with the images. I need to, just to kind of help, I want to see your image, but next time you're around those Facebook groups and you see what I'm talking about, do me a favor and just jump on there and kind of say, hey, so we can better help post the image you're talking about. I would love to start this being a thing and people start posting their images, because I personally think it's user error. A lot of those Facebook comment thingies that I see, I'm guessing, again, not seeing it, don't really know, do we? Okay, guys, I need to get out of here. Who else was here? I see Christy, I see Kev, and I'm so glad you guys are here because you guys were interactive. And when you're interactive, it doesn't matter if I have 2 people here or 2,000. I like helping somebody, and you know, if I can give you one little nugget of knowledge to start your day off, you have a gold mine, because now you've got a tool you can work on, you can get really good at it, so you're fast at it, and now you'll make your images more like the images you want them to look like, if that makes any sense. I do like, you know, out the camera baby tweaks and I'm done. But to see that recovery from the mask wizard in Capture One, that just blew my brains, you know, so cool. Christy, thank you. GK for the tips and your time. Have a good rest of the day. I will. I'm getting ready to go do a podcast with a buddy of mine now. We have a podcast called NOLA Live because we are dealing with a lot of issues with COVID restrictions and live events, not just weddings. I do a lot of everything, by the way. So the convention center kind of jobs, meaning Microsoft comes in town for 4 days to bring, you know, 2,000 people and all these things they do, whether it's seminars and dinners and, you know, parades and you name it. They hire me to cover all of that. Well, since last year, those things are gone. So 1/3 of my income is not happening because of the restrictions. So anyway, NOLA Live is our little podcast, me and Chuck Credo. He's a musician. I also play music. That's what he does for a career. And we share the same clients, the same events. And this is our way of kind of providing information to people locally, but also businesses that are out of town looking at, hey, can we come to New Orleans and do a function? We wanted to find a way of how can we get this information to people without waiting for the government to do it, because they're not doing it at all. So anyway, we're gonna go do that. Thank you for being here. Do yourself a favor, okay? If you're here watching this live stream, that means you're alive. That means you're here. That means you're involved. And I'm glad you're here. Just take a deep breath and say, thank you. Just thank you out loud. Just straight up, thank you. And then anybody else you come across today, smile at them, compliment them on any one thing you can. Anything. I don't care what it is. If it's a female, if she's wearing earrings, just say, hey, I like your earrings. Acknowledging people in a positive way could change their life for the day. And you have no idea how many little things you can do that have such a large effect on other people. Trust me on this. All right. Stay focused on your dreams. I will see you in the next video. And that's it. I'm out of here. Let me end this broadcast. Peace.